I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. What is it?
Once is non-physical. Time and space is not an issue. Once time and space is not an issue, communication is simply there.
What's up, family? It is Sage, if you don't know me yet, and this is Spirit Trek. And I asked you what number I was thinking because I'm discussing telepathy today. The power of distant feeling, distant communication, communicating with others without the verbal word or the written word. And so, what number was it that I was thinking? Fast drums, right? 9. The number was 9. It's my life path number, and it means so much to me, honestly, in this lifetime. And yeah, I'm curious to know if you got it right. So let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, let's discuss telepathy and the power of it, what it truly means. Telepathy is a process of tele means distance, and pathos, feeling, distant feeling. It can also translate to distant communication and much more, right? So what impact do you have on somebody's life when you're not in their presence? Are you able to communicate with others when you're not in their space? That is the question. And the reason why this is so important to talk about is because due to the energy potential of ourselves and of the earth and everything around us right now, and how it's gradually, well, exponentially increasing, we'll have much more power to become telepathic in our everyday lives, consciously telepathic, because we're already doing this. We're already telepathic. We do this every day on some level. Whenever you're really thinking about somebody, you're getting emotional, whenever you really miss somebody or want somebody or want to communicate with somebody, you're sending out frequencies and grids, and you're communicating very clearly, not just on this realm, but also in spirit, because we're also tied together in spirit as one being. So we're already doing this. The point of this video is to begin to become more conscious of this ability and to use it to make a mindful difference in our reality. Mindful impact is a better word. There we go. So here's how it works. First, let me explain the key principle of telepathy. And that is that everything lives within you, all the self. As within, so without. We always hear these terms, but they're very true. These maxims are very real. And whoever you experience out here can be found within here as well. Right? And so your ability to communicate with somebody via telepathy is fully dependent upon how much of that person can you find within your being. How much of them can you feel within your being? If someone is very distant to you, if you put up a wall or a bridge between you and them, it'd be very hard for you to find them within you. Very difficult. Because you've judged them and you shut them out. You haven't allowed them to be in your space. You can't feel them, you can't find them because you don't allow them. And that's powerful. And this is why compassion is such a powerful tool for telepathy. When you find compassion and empathy for others, you can now hold space for them within your being. And when you don't know yourself, if you don't know who you are, and you haven't opened yourself up to the infinitude of existence and the infinitude of self, then you'll be limited to a very small selection of people in your existence to really communicate to in this way, because everything else is not you. If it's not you, then how can you communicate to it through you? You see? So once again, all is self. You must find the person here first before you can communicate to them out there second. A good way to work on your compassion and empathy is that whenever you meet somebody, even if you don't agree with them, even if you don't like them perhaps, find that compassion within your heart and push that outwards or inward and say, what is this person bringing to me? If they're here for a reason, there's something to learn from this experience. You take what's being given, you find compassion for it through love and through understanding and non-judgment. And now you hold that person in their experience within your being without being harmed by it necessarily. No matter what it is. It can be Donald Trump, it could be Gandhi, Buddha, the kid down the street, your mom, whatever. You could always find space within your being to hold it because you are all things. You are infinite. There's no limit to who you are. We only confine ourselves to one person because of it's easier sometimes in this matrix to move that way. And because we've been told that's who you are and that's all you are. So what? I can be whatever I want, right? And so can you. So the first thing that I do is I find that person within my mind's eye, my third eye. I begin to visualize them, who they are in my life, what they've embodied in their beingness, their presence, their essence, memories of past and what we've done together, how they made me feel, all of those things. And all of that, like I said, exists within your being. You hold that information. You hold those memories. You hold those feelings within you. This lets you know that they still live in you because they triggered that same feeling, that same experience, even if they're not in your physical space, right? So through that mind's eye, through that practice of really allowing them to come back into my experience, my heart opens up, more feeling, more emotion comes through. And then that's when the connection is really formed, the reconnection. It's not only just a heart connection, but also a spiritual connection that's formed in these moments. And so, when the mind activates their beingness within me, and my heart connects us once again, I can then embody them. When I say embody them, because I know them and I feel them, I can become them. I can act them out. I can feel their presence and their essence. I can move like them, talk like them, feel like them. It's like almost like allowing their spirit to come through almost, right? And in doing so, there's also full communication because there's no more separation. There's no gap. There's no lag. There's no separation. There's no delay in that communication process. It's almost instantaneous. And when I think something towards them or say something towards them, I can feel it hitting. I can feel it shifting the experience, right? And that's really how I do it personally. I mean, I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but this has worked really well for me in my experience. What's also helped is having a very good energy potential, not being too tired, not being drained, not being emotionally distraught, kind of being in a space of energy potential, right? Straight up. So I will leave you with this. Once again, the key principles are mind, body, and then from there, spirit connects. And through that connection, that is where communication is fully allowed. And the more connected you are to an individual, the easier this process will be for you. The more connected you are to all things, the more access you have to communicate with all things. That's how it works. So you have to be open. You have to be very open to allow this to happen, to occur in your existence. And also realize that how they might receive the message or whatever that you're sending might not be exactly how you sent it. You might say, oh, Rebecca, I'm sending you all this love, and I want you to know that tomorrow you should definitely try this because it's going to help you, or you should definitely stop doing this because it's not going to be good for your health, or you might do those kind of things. And how they receive it might be a post on Instagram, or it might be like an intuition or a random thought that comes into their mind, like, oh, wait a minute, where did that come from? Maybe tomorrow I shouldn't do that. Yeah, let's not do it tomorrow, all right? Or it could be like, it's whatever, a synchronicity or a sign in the reality. And they might not know that it's you doing that. They might know or might not. But regardless, it's happening. So I encourage everyone to be mindful when doing such things. Be mindful in your energy, in your telepathy. Because many times we do influence those around us unknowingly with our sheer magical ability, with our sheer energy and our sheer connectedness. So be mindful of that. If you do practice this, please, please, please do it with respect, because it's not fun when you're being tossed around by someone else's projection and you feel like you're out of control because someone else is pulling on your strings, right? So let's be let's use the golden rule. Do unto others what you would want others to do unto you. And with that being said, let's have fun. Have a beautiful day. It's Sunday here. I'm enjoying it. This nature and the birds are just beautiful. I love it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. And wholeness, wholeness, wholeness.